In 2019, pessimism about Hong Kong's future pushed many to look elsewhere. When an offer from a Singapore company arrived, it was a rational, pragmatic choice, a way to secure a future in a stable tech hub. The departure date hit exactly as the global pandemic shut down borders. A planned career move collided with a world entering total lockdown, turning a leap forward into a transit through a silent, unsettling void. On the 4-hour flight, the cabin was nearly empty. The silence was heavy. The physical emptiness of those rows reinforced the isolation that defines the start of any long-term move. Landing in the city meant being sent directly to a hotel room for 14 days of mandatory quarantine. The tropical air and the bustling streets were completely sealed off. The only way to experience this new life was by staring through a fixed pane of glass. Sitting in that room, you realize that moving abroad is rarely an adventure.
It is an act of courage that demands you bear total loneliness and uncertainty before you ever set foot on the actual pavement. When people visit Singapore, they see a flawlessly clean, safe playground. They take photos of the Merlion set against the gleaming Marina Bay skyline. It is a highly polished, global facade. You can check off the theme parks and the luxury hotels in a single weekend. But the longer you live here, the faster those manufactured attractions fade. The tickets are expensive, and for a resident, these landmarks have nothing to do with daily survival. Real integration starts by finding a place to live. For someone moving from a subdivided flat in Hong Kong, the first major victory is securing an apartment in one of the sprawling public housing estates. Rent is a significant factor in a budget, but the new physical space provides the first real room to breathe. The real heartbeat of the city exists at the packed communal tables of the hawker centers. This is where you encounter rich laksa and the brisk local dialects shouting "eat, takeaway" over the noise. Learning the daily ritual of ordering a kopi, coffee with sweet condensed milk, is where the settling of the mind truly begins. Establishing a home happens within these unglamorous, everyday spaces. The mind begins to settle once the noise of the hawker center feels more like a routine than an obstacle. Shared traditions provide an anchor. During Chinese New Year, the festive Yusang raw fish salad toss brings people together. Everyone gathers around the table, raising their chopsticks high to mix the ingredients while shouting "What ah" to call in good fortune. For the Hong Kong diaspora, university alumni associations offer a shared linguistic safety net. These gatherings, thousands of miles from home, provide an emotional connection that helps an unfamiliar city finally acquire a sense of belonging. But those connections are soon tested by the underlying corporate machinery. When layoffs hit the local tech scene, colleagues disappear from the dense, imposing architecture of the financial district one by one. This exposes the core vulnerability of being an expat. Your entire legal existence is tied to your employment. If you lose your job, your visa and your life in the country unravel. This reality makes every renewal and residency application a period of deep uncertainty. Looking closer reveals the pressures driving the city: intense job competition, racial dynamics, and the struggles of a rapid digital transformation. Years of living here make it impossible to put a single label on the experience. Sustaining a life here means accepting these complex, imperfect realities. You have to move past the polished image and learn to navigate the city's less efficient, less orderly corners. This map tracks the physical movement of people across the region. Over the last 5 years, a specific current has pulled thousands of Hong Kongers into Singapore, driven by the changing landscape of East Asia. This migration forces a difficult question. How do you find your footing in a foreign land while the world remains turbulent? The former Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew suggested that people must go out and see the world to truly understand their own home. Leaving Hong Kong provides the distance needed to look back and understand what that city really is and who you are within it. Living abroad is not an escape from your past. It is an expansion of it. Moving between different cultures allows you to find a more settled sense of self by navigating through different systems. Home is not a fixed geographic coordinate you find on a map. It is the internal peace earned by building a resilient life through the heat, the layoffs, and the uncertainty of a new city. After 5 years living in these trenches, the greeting on the immigration screen finally feels true. Wherever you find that peace, that is home.